to order the June 6th Board of Trustees meeting. Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Atkins.
Here.
Trustee Kanata. Here. Trustee Jenkins.
Present.
Trustee May. Here. Trustee Mealer.
Here.
Trustee O'Malley.
Here.
Trustee McInnes. Here. Trustee Rowe.
Here.
Trustee Simler. Here. Trustee Suggs.
We have a quorum and I call the meeting to order. This time I'd like to welcome Gracie Suggs as our new student trustee. Suggs is an undergraduate student pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Biology with a concentration in medical, cellular, molecular biology, and a minor in psychology. I know she will be a great addition to the board. Let's go for it. Please note there are items on your agenda that need to be adopted. Before I call for a vote, are there any items that you wish to be extracted from the consent agenda? I move for the adoption of the agenda, including the consent agenda items. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The agenda is adopted. The minutes of the April 11th, 2025 board meeting were circulated in advance of this meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, saying nay. The minutes are approved. In accordance with Tennessee law, if there had been a request from the public to address the board, it would occur at this point in the meeting. However, the board did not receive any requests, so we'll move on to the next agenda item. This time I recognize President Licari, who will introduce today's campus spotlight.
Thank you, Chair Jenkins. It is my pleasure to introduce Ashley Counts. She is the Director of Student Life and Engagement at Austin Peay, where she oversees a dynamic department that includes fraternity and sorority affairs alongside other responsibilities. She has more than 11 years of dedicated service to Austin Peay. She brings a wealth of experience and deep commitment to enhancing the student experience. She's an alum of Austin Peay, earning her undergraduate degree from here, and holds a master's degree in higher education from the University of Mississippi. But most importantly, she recently completed her doctorate of education here at Austin Peay, and we'll walk across the graduation stage in August. So we're looking forward to celebrating that. Turn it over to Ashley.
Thank you. So good morning, members of the Board of Trustees. I am pleased to present an overview of the Department of Student Life and Engagement today. Actually. Our department is comprised of 6 dedicated staff members. We oversee a wide array of student life activities. This includes everything from Greek life community to student organizations, programming councils, leadership programs, and those campus-wide traditions that really define the Austin Peay experience. Campus traditions play a pivotal role in fostering a sense of belonging and community on our campus. These traditions create shared experiences and memories that connect students to Austin Peay and to each other. We organize and support a variety of these traditions, including Family Weekend, which strengthens the bonds between our students and their families. A highlight tradition that occurs during Family Weekend is the Mud Bowl, a mud volleyball tournament hosted by the Student Government Association. Of course, homecoming is a major tradition that generates excitement and school spirit. Lasting a week, our football homecoming includes talent shows, a fight song competition, a bonfire, the MPHC step show, a parade, and of course, the crowning of our homecoming king and queen. This year, we additionally hosted a basketball homecoming and titled it Coming Home. Students participated in a variety of school-spirited events and raised over $5,000 for the Community Engagement and Sustainability's emergency funds for students. From large-scale concerts to an on-campus color run, the office aims to support a variety of university traditions that speaks to our students' various interests. Above all, these traditions seek to connect students to campus and to one another. First Friday, an involvement fair that highlights student organizations and campus departments, occurs on the first Friday of every month. We want to ensure that at any point in the year, our students can easily connect with others and build a support system to help them during their time at Austin Peay. In addition to our traditions occurring throughout the academic year, we also have events designed to welcome students to campus at the beginning of each semester. These welcome back events are crucial for setting a positive tone for the academic year and helping students connect with the campus community. Go Weekend takes place the weekend before classes start each fall. A campus-wide effort, Go Weekend is packed with events from sunup to sundown. Two of the largest events hosted by Student Life and Engagement are New Student Convocation and Glowchella. New Student Convocation is the official kickoff for the weekend. This is a formal event that marks the official beginning of a student's academic journey at Austin Peay and seeks to welcome them to the university community. Glowchella is a DJ-hosted paint party with over 1,400 students attending last fall. Immediately following Go Weekend is the Austin Peay Experience, or APEX for short. This event continues the first 6 weeks of the fall semester. During APEX, each week has a different theme to focus on varying aspects of APSU, some of which include campus traditions, community building, and academic programs, helping students to fully integrate university life. Our spring Welcome Back series, Welcome Home, is designed not only for returning students, but also for those who are new to Austin Peay in the spring. Lasting the first month of the spring semester, Welcome Home includes a variety of events that seek to further connect students to campus and the Clarksville community. One of our most popular Welcome Home events is Skating into the Gov Life, occurring at the Ford Ice Center. This event showcases some of the many fun activities in the Clarksville community. Student Life and Engagement is also committed to developing the leadership skills of our students. The department hosts extracurricular leadership programming throughout the year. The highlight of these programs are our 2 on-campus leadership conferences. The Fall Leadership Experience, or FLEX for short, is a track-based conference that has previously included tracks for Greek life, advocacy, and Clifton Strengths. The Ziegler Leadership Forum, named after Austin Peay's first president, is a student-run conference. A student committee plans everything from the theme, timeline, presentation selections, and even lead most of the sessions. Included within the programming of these conferences is an etiquette component aimed to preparing students for professional engagements and interviews where you may be served. Fraternity and sorority affairs is an important part of our department. We support 4 Greek councils, which oversees 19 Greek organizations. Presently, we have 419 students who are members of the Greek community. This is a 9% increase from spring 2024. To support the holistic growth of our Greek community, the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Affairs recently implemented our Greek Pillars of Excellence. Each Greek organization identifies opportunities for growth within each of the 6 pillars. These pillars emphasize scholarship, leadership, service, academic excellence, and community engagement. In addition to our Greek organizations, the university has 151 student organizations. Student organizations are a vital part of our campus community, providing students with opportunities to pursue their passions, develop skills, and connect with others who share their interests. I'm pleased to report we've chartered 25 new student organizations for the 2024-2025 academic year. This growth demonstrates the continued interest of our students getting involved. We also oversee 2 of the university's 3 student councils, the Student Organization Council and the Gov's Programming Council. The Student Organization Council provides resources and funding for student organizations. Resources include tangible items to assist with hosting events and maintaining organization operations, such as printing, speakers, tents, centerpieces, and games. Additionally, student organizations can request funding to support off-campus conference attendance, as well as to host campus-wide events. Charged with organizing major campus events, the Gov's Programming Council operates an annual budget to host large-scale campus-wide activities. Council members support their advisor by assessing student interests, managing programming funds, and overseeing the marketing of events. Some events hosted by the Programming Council this year include Goat Yoga, Glowchella, Gov's Got Talent, and a spring fashion show. Presently, we track engagement through the APSU app, P-Mobile. Students scan into events using a QR code in the app. This year, the department hosted or co-hosted 210 programs with over 20,000 attendees. Additionally, this year, student organizations hosted 570 programs. To enhance our ability to track and support engagement, we are excited to introduce our new engagement platform, Govs Connect. Govs Connect combines two existing platforms, P-Link and P-Mobile, to a single user-friendly system. This platform will allow us to implement a badging system, which is best practice in student life divisions across the nation. Badging allows us to recognize and reward students for their involvement and achievement in various areas, such as leadership and first-year experience. This not only adds an element of gamification, but also allows students to track involvement to highlight on their resume and LinkedIn profile. Most importantly, Govs Connect will provide us with improved data tracking capabilities. This will enable us to better assess the effectiveness of our programs, understand student engagement platforms, and make data-informed decisions to continuously improve the student experience. And this concludes my presentation. I would be happy to answer any questions you have.
This is not a question, just a comment. I'm really fascinated by this Govs Connect. I guess that's an app on our phone, right? And so.
Yes, it'll be an app on their phone as well as it has a website as well.
Very, very cool.
Anyone else have any questions for Dr. Fox?
Just want to thank, because this is so exciting, and I don't think I'm going to be going to a paint party anytime soon. But it's amazing how things change, and even with technology, that there's still the great opportunities to engage personally. Because so many things now, people look at devices. And so that's great. See those activities that really promote engagement, relationship building. Okay.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your presentation. Very in-depth and very exciting about Austin P. Thank you so much. I recognize Trustee May, Chair of the Academic Affairs Committee, to give us a report of the committee meeting.
Thank you, Chairman Jenkins. Thank you for the opportunity to present my report from this morning's Academic Affairs Committee meeting. The committee met and approved minutes from the Academic Affairs Committee meeting on April 11th, 2025. The committee approved 5 action items that are on the consent agenda today, to include termination of the executive certificate in healthcare administration, termination of the undergraduate TESOL certificate, new academic program, Master of Education in TESOL, a new academic program, Master of Athletic Training, and a new academic program, Master of Science in Environmental Science. The committee reviewed and approved 2 action items that are on the agenda for your approval today. Tenure upon hire, Dr. Mitchell Cordova and Dr. Philip. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee May. Trustee May's report included 2 items requiring action of the board. Trustee May, do you have a motion for action on tenure upon hire for Dr. Mitchell Cordova?
Yes, you have before you a proposal to grant tenure upon appointment for Dr. Mitchell Cordova. By direction of the committee, I move to grant tenure upon appointment to Dr. Cordova.
You've heard the motion to approve Dr. Cordova for tenure. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. The motion carries. Trustee May, do you have a motion for action on tenure upon hire for Dr. Philip Logan?
Yes, you have before you a proposal to grant tenure upon appointment for Dr. Philip Monken. By direction of the committee, I move to grant tenure upon appointment to Dr. Monken.
You've heard the motion to approve Dr. Monken for tenure. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, saying nay. The motion carries. I recognize Trustee Miller, Chair of the Audit Committee, to give us a report of the committee meeting.
Thank you for the opportunity to present my report from today's audit committee meeting. The committee approved the minutes for April 11th, 2025 audit committee meeting. The committee approved one action item that is on the consent agenda today. Policy 1:016, preventing and reporting fraud, waste, and/or abuse. The committee heard presentations on the following information items: internal audit report released between February 28th, 2025 and May 8th, 2025, and list of outstanding audit recommendations. External Title VI compliance review performed by the Tennessee Human Rights Commission. That concludes my report of the audit committee meeting.
Thank you, Trustee Miller. I recognize Trustee Canada, Chair of the Business and Finance Committee, to give us a report of the committee meeting.
Thank you for the opportunity to present my report from this morning's Business and Finance Committee meeting. The committee met and approved the minutes from the April 11th, 2025 committee meeting. The committee also considered and approved several items needing consideration of the board. The first is the tuition rate for the Tennessee Aspiring Administrator Program Network grant recipients. The second is the estimated budget for the 24-25 fiscal year and the proposed budget for the 25-26 fiscal year. And finally, the capital outlay and maintenance requests for the 26-27 fiscal year. Dr. Rupert also provided informational update on the university's organizational department. That is my report.
Thank you, Trustee Canada. Trustee Canada's report included 3 items requiring action of the board. Trustee Canada, do you have a motion for action on the tuition rate for Tennessee Aspiring Administrator Program Network grant recipients?
Yes, your meeting materials included information on this tuition rate for the Tennessee Aspiring Administrative Program Network grant recipients. By direction of the committee, I move to approve the tuition rate for the Tennessee Aspiring Administrator Program Network grant recipients.
You've heard the motion to approve the tuition rate. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there discussion? Hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Atkins,
Yes.
Trustee Canada,
Yes.
Trustee Jenkins,
Yes.
Trustee May, Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Trustee O'Malley,
Yes.
Trustee McGinnis,
Yes.
Trustee Rowe,
Yes.
Trustee Simler.
Yes.
The motion carries. Trustee Canada, do you have a motion on the estimated budget for the 24-25 fiscal year and proposed budget for the 25-26 fiscal year?
Yes, I do. Your meeting materials included information on the estimated budget for the 24-25 fiscal year and the proposed budget for the 25-26 fiscal year. By direction of the committee, I move to approve the estimated budget for the 24-25 fiscal year and the proposed budget for the 25-26 fiscal year.
You heard the motion to approve the estimated budget for the 24-25 fiscal year and proposed budget for the 25-26 fiscal year. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there discussion? Hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Atkins,
Yes.
Trustee Canada,
Yes.
Trustee Jenkins,
Yes.
Trustee May,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Trustee O'Malley,
Yes.
Trustee McGinnis,
Yes.
Trustee Rowe,
Yes.
Trustee Simler.
Yes.
The motion carries. One more time, Trustee Canada, do you have a motion on the capital outlay and maintenance request for the 26-27 fiscal year?
One more time, I sure do. Your meeting materials included information on both the capital outlay and the maintenance requests for the 26-27 fiscal year. By direction of the committee, I move to approve the capital outlay and maintenance requests for the 26-27 fiscal year.
You've heard the motion to approve the capital outlay and maintenance request for the 26-27 fiscal year. Since this is a motion of the committee, second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Atkins?
I'm sorry.
Trustee Atkins, vote on the capital outlay and maintenance requests. Yes. Yes.
I left my hearing aid first.
We're moving on this capital outlay program. You just have to say yay or nay. Yes.
Trustee Canada?
Yes.
Trustee Jenkins?
Yes.
Trustee May?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee O'Malley?
Yes.
Trustee McGinnis?
Yes.
Trustee Rowe?
Yes.
Trustee Similar?
Yes.
The motion carries. I recognize Trustee McGinnis, Chair of the Student Affairs Committee, to give us a report of the committee meeting.
Thank you, Chairman Jenkins, and the opportunity to present my report from this morning's Student Affairs Committee meeting. Committee met and approved the minutes from the April 11th, 2025 committee meeting. There were no action items on the agenda. Vice President Clemens presented the following information item: the Engage Annual Impact Report. Please be sure to get a copy if you haven't received one yet. It's very informative, makes us proud to be Austin P. And that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee McGinnis.
Welcome.
Your meeting materials included a preview of policy 1009, policy regarding legislative proposals. I recognize Dr. Carol Clark, Austin Peay's Chief of Staff and Secretary to the Board, who will provide additional information.
Thank you, Chairman Jenkins. The policy 1:009 was originally a TBR policy, and when our board was founded, that TBR policy was adopted. In review of the policy, we realized there was still some wording there that was specific to a policy for a system. So the only thing this update does is to change the wording to reflect that the policy only applies to one university, Austin Peay State University. Basically a technical change.
Do I hear a motion to approve policy 1009, policy regarding legislative proposals as written?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve policy 1009, policy regarding legislative proposals as written. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Dr. Clark. We're being asked to approve several awards to individuals or organizations who have demonstrated their commitment to Austin Peay. Prior to asking for a motion, I invite Mr. Chris Phillips, Vice President for Alumni Engagement, Philanthropy, and Executive Director of the Austin Peay Foundation, and many more titles, to provide information on these awards.
Thank you, Chair Jenkins. Happy C-Red Friday, everyone. I am indeed here to present to you the awards that you received information on in your packets. If I can hit the right button. Here we go. The first one we're going to bring to you is the Philanthropist Award. This year, we're recommending Coleman Tractor Company. Under the leadership of Dealer Principal Spencer Coleman, Coleman Tractor Company has demonstrated extraordinary commitment to the agricultural education and student success here at Austin Peay. Established as a family-owned business with locations in Clarksville, Nashville, White House, and Paris, Tennessee, the company began its partnership with Austin Peay in 2017, initially providing 6 pieces of Kubota equipment for use at the university's Farm and Environmental Education Center. In 2025, this relationship expanded significantly with a formal 3-year partnership between Coleman Tractor Company, Kubota Tractor Corporation, and Austin Peay State University. This collaboration led to the renaming of the APSU Department of Agriculture's farm as the Coleman Tractor APSU Farm, powered by Kubota. It includes the provision of state-of-the-art equipment such as tractors, mowers, hay equipment, and utility vehicles. Beyond equipment donations, Coleman Tractor has enhanced student opportunities through internships, career fair participation, and integration with APSU athletic events. Spencer Coleman, a Clarksville native, has emphasized the importance of supporting local education and agricultural advancement, making an indelible impact on our agricultural programs and preparing the next generation of agriculture leaders. The next award is the Military Service Award. The recipient we are recommending to the trustees is Joel C. Pruitt. Master Sergeant Joel C. Pruitt served 24 years of active duty in the United States Army, while with extensive service in the 5th Special Forces Group at Fort Campbell. His distinguished military career included 5 combat tours in Iraq and many deployments, including those in Somalia, Kuwait, and Kenya. His service has been recognized with 5 Bronze Star medals, the Combat Infantry Badge with Star, and numerous other decorations. In 2017, Pruitt earned a bachelor's degree in psychology from APSU, graduating magna cum laude. As president of Chapter 38 of the Special Forces Association, he has been instrumental in establishing 4 scholarship endowments at Austin Peay, specifically for Special Forces personnel and their families. In 2023, he collaborated with Chief Warrant Officer 4 retired Joe Shekinav to create the Command Sergeant Major retired Francis McFadden Military Scholarship, further strengthening the bond between the military and academic communities in Clarksville. Since 2021, Master Sergeant Pruitt has served as a pivot director at the 5th Special Forces Group, where he has directly assisted over 500 service members with their transition to civilian life. His dedication to veterans causes earned him the Charlie Daniels Patriot Award in 2022 and the titles of the Kentucky Colonel and Tennessee Colonel Aide de Camp in 2023. Through his unwavering commitment to Austin Peay military personnel and veterans in the Clarksville area, Pruitt has created a lasting pathways, creating military service members to educational opportunities and community support. And then the final award today would be for the Service Award, and we are recommending this be given to Austin Peay alumni Lawson and Beth Mabry. The Mabrys have demonstrated exceptional dedication to their alma mater through decades of service and philanthropy. To date, the Mabry family has established 2 endowments at Austin Peay: the Harriet Nolan Mabry Memorial Scholarship for Language and Literature majors in the College of Arts and Letters, and the William Mabry Memorial Scholarship for Finance majors in the College of Business. Lawson graduated from Austin Peay in 1977 with a BS in English. He was editor of the Tower Campus Literary Publication, the editorial editor of the All-State, which we learned today is 95 years old, and president of Pi Kappa Alpha Fraternity. Since graduation, he's worked in real estate in Clarksville, focusing on land acquisition, development, and construction. Lawson has served on numerous boards, including the Austin Peay State University Foundation, the Customs House Museum, and the Aspire Clarksville Foundation and Leadership Clarksville. Beth Fletcher Mabry, in 1985, Austin Peay graduate, majored in business administration. At Austin Peay, she was a member of the Chi sorority and was our homecoming queen. After graduation, Beth had a corporate career in marketing with Globe, Business Furniture, Hayworth Inc., and the Fruit of the Loom companies. She currently serves on the Woodward Library Society Board and also has served on the Candlelight Ball Committee. Together, Lawson and Beth have made significant contributions both to Austin Peay State University and epitomized the Gods for Life experience through their service, their leadership, advocacy, and philanthropic support. And as I mentioned earlier, there's more information in your packets about all 3 awards, but those are the 3 recommendations for you today.
You've heard the explanation from Mr. Phillips. We will take this up as a group. We'll hear a motion to approve the following awards. Coleman Tractor Company is the Philanthropist of the Year's recipient. Joel C. Pruitt as the Govs Who Lead Through Military Service recipient. Lawson and Beth Mabry as the Govs Who Lead Through Service recipients.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve these award recipients. Is there any discussion?
So quick question, Vice President Phillips, when will these awards be given out to these recipients?
Great question. What we do typically is we find an event that the university's already always hosted, and then we would put them at there. For example, the military award is always given at our alumni military chapter. And the other 2 will follow suit in an appropriate situation.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving these awards, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. The remaining agenda items are informational and do not require board action. The first information item is the P3 Housing Exploration and Initiative. I recognize Dr. Leonard Clemens, Vice President for Student Affairs, to introduce the presenters.
Thank you, Chairman Jenkins. As you know, as our enrollment continues to grow, we need to continue to explore housing options to ensure that we're meeting the needs of our students. With that, we have partnered with Brailsford and Dunleavy, a respected consultancy firm, to help us explore this potential option. So I introduce to you Kevin Mara, Ali Hay, and Monica Duhart have some information to present to the Board of Trustees.
Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, trustees and President Licari. We're really pleased to be here this morning and share with you what we've been working on with your team. I guess I have the clicker. There we go. And so today we'll talk about the framework that we brought to this project, how we think about it fitting strategically within your broader university initiatives, how we thought about how we looked at demand leading into a project concept, and what are the next steps for this initiative. So just to come out with it, this project has to be driven by a need for student success and supporting student success through the infrastructure of housing and residence life and the access that that gives to all of the other supportive infrastructure at your institution. And so your housing system is doubling down on a first year experience, and that needs to be expanded to support returning students, and in particular, students that use financial aid for their housing. And with that in mind, affordability is also paramount to the success of this project. Your student population is highly price sensitive, and we accounted for that in our demand projections when we surveyed your students, but there are choices that have to be made about the delivery of this project to keep rental rates low. And finally, just to jump to the end, right, what we're proposing is a 400-bed apartment project on lot 30. That would be about 5 stories, opening in fall of 2028. And so we're happy to talk to you about how we got to that place. So, Monica.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Kevin mentioned already, understanding some of your broader strategic goals, this project strengthens like the first year student experience while expanding your housing for your non-first year students, which is critically important since you guys are competing with a very high competitive off-campus market. So by creating that more impactful residential and first year experience for students who benefit the most, it's gonna allow you guys to achieve your overarching goals and your strategic objectives. Look at like your target market, this is gonna align with your existing academic and supportive infrastructure. And given that you guys have, dining capacity constraints, we feel that an apartment style unit is gonna be a best fit. It's gonna be the most practical and self-sufficient for this new project.
And also the most competitive for returning students.
Yes, and definitely the most competitive for returning students. And when you consider like the development siting, the campus edge over at lot 30, it's gonna place those students near your already essential resources, which is gonna like just reinforce retention and student engagement and continuing with that strategy.
So we heard from your enrollment folks that Austin P is projected for about a 1.5% growth over the next 7 years, which indicates that you'll have about 1,800 new students at Austin P in the year 2032, and we have factored enrollment projections into our demand projections. So you currently have 2 unit types on campus. These are semi-suite units and apartment units. And the Austin P is switching strategies to have first years and all semi-suites, meaning that the upper class students will be in apartment unit styles. And as my colleagues mentioned, there's an important population to serve here with this project, which are the students who choose to live on campus because they have the ability to pay for that housing with their financial aid. So in the off-campus market of Clarksville, you can see on this chart that the growth of Montgomery County far outpaces the growth of the multifamily market within a 5-mile radius of the campus. So as the population grows, competition for students to find housing is only going to grow with that as well.
So we surveyed your students. We included a variety of options for potential future housing at price points that we believe would support a feasible project. And that's an important component, right? You can't just ask students what they would like. You have to also ask them what they'd be willing to pay for that. And so when we ran the numbers, by the time this project would open in fall of 28, there is demand for another 400 beds of new apartment housing. So we would recommend that that's the scale of delivery. And good news.
Yeah, good news. This site fulfills the project concept. So as mentioned, with it already being basically 1.6 acres and like 70,000 square foot, being right on the campus edge, in close proximity to all your academic resources and support services. And it gives the students that sense of independence, right, for your returning students. So, and this prevent, like I mentioned before, from creating any more strain on the core infrastructure with the dining capacity, because that was made very clear to us before, like, if we grow too fast and we got to make sure we have the physical infrastructure to be able to house those. So with this project, we were like, let's make sure we recommend something that is going to prevent adding that additional core strain. So with this particular site, 5 stories, approximately 400 beds, about 100 parking spaces, and any additional parking needs, how we've looked at it is that it'll be addressed holistically by the university system and just not solely on this particular site.
So you may be asking, how did we get to any of these conclusions? So we're in the market all the time. We are working on other projects in Tennessee and in the region. And so we utilize sort of down the middle development assumptions to project what a feasible project might look like. Good news, there is a feasible project here. I think one of the dynamics that we're continuing to work with your team on is a 12-month lease versus an academic year lease, and how that impacts sort of the assumptions on the left part of the chart, or the gray chart on the left part of the slide, because we are super focused on keeping rental rates from creeping up. And so we believe there's going to be interest from the market in delivering this project, and we will be using the solicitation process to drive competition that will improve, hopefully, the numbers that you're seeing on the screen. So next steps, we are in the process of finalizing this plan with your university team. That would get integrated into the plan, and a resulting report would get integrated into an RFP document that would be sent to the state for approval. Once that's approved, we would be going out to select a development partner to support this project in the fall of 2025, leading to design and negotiation and the approvals process, kind of the first 9 months of next year, hopefully starting construction in Q4 of 26, leading to a opening in fall of 25. And now some of the dates on the screen, I think, are a little aggressive as as we submitted these materials, we sort of uncovered some dynamics that we're still trying to suss out with your team, such as the 12-month versus 9-month lease issue. And so I think we're probably shooting for SBC submission in July rather than June next week. But that still leaves us plenty of time and doesn't impact the overall project schedule. So we tried to be succinct, but understand there may be questions. Happy to dive into anything that we've talked about or may not be on the slides at all.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes, ma'am.
So, or observation. A long time ago when I was a student here, when you were upperclassmen, you were like, I'm moving off campus. But because of the rental rates, that's worse now. As the upperclassmen, as Vice President Clemens and I've had a separate conversation, they want to stay on campus when they're coming back because they can't find a place that they can afford, which is an interesting dynamic. Think about it. It's my first comment. My second comment is in our current older residence halls such as Blunt and Sevier, those are currently semi-suite, right? Is that what you call it? And so that's mainly freshmen that still live there, right? I guess. Correct.
Mostly, yes.
Yeah. So then the upperclassmen probably gravitate over to the apartment style campus over in another area of campus, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mostly, yes.
And so, and this may be a question for the president. What's the probability that the SBC will approve this to, we submit it in July, you know, and I mean, do we have kind of a, I know you can't predict
Really
based on past experience because of this large expense, because if we don't get it approved this next year, that backs things up, and then we've got a wait list now of 425.
Right. I think one of the factors in our favor is the objective fact that we have a very large waiting list. The wait list number on the slide is already out of date. It's increased by 100 students. So we have compelling data that demonstrates real need. The rental market in Clarksville is, as you mentioned, very expensive. And so that's another component, right? So that simply telling our students to go rent in the private market is not a realistic option. The third compelling piece in our favor is the fact that we've hired reputable consultants who are doing this work for other entities in the state. We're also or the fourth thing in our favor is, although I usually like to be first out of the gate on things, we are not the first out of the gate in the state of Tennessee on a public-private partnership. I wanted to let some others blaze the trail for us, smooth things out. And so we will have a project that isn't something new that the SBC has never seen before, right? So I think the set of factors there for us is a pretty strong case. I see a lot of questions coming from the SBC as they contemplate this, as you would imagine, but I think they will approve it.
Thank you for your wonderful report.
Oh, absolutely.
Any other questions or comments?
Chairman Jenkins, if I may, I would just like to say that I think this is a great project for Austin Peay State University. You know, those of us sitting around the table might not really appreciate the fact that students do not know how to rent apartments. Parents do not like the idea of their student having to negotiate an apartment rental on their own. And some parents don't have the means to be able to support their student in renting that apartment, signing the lease, all of those types of things. And having housing available for students, I think will give Austin Peay a real edge compared to our other sister institutions in the state that may not have that available. And parents are looking at, you know, sending their freshmen there. Okay, great, I have somewhere for my freshman student to live. But then what happens sophomore year? What happens junior year? So I think with us being able to say, hey, we have this partnership in the community, you're going to be surrounded by other Austin Peay students. It's not going to be people with families, you know, transient people in the community. There's a lot of fear there with parents sending their students off to college and not knowing where they're going to live. So I think it's great. Mike, I commend you for looking into this and being proactive. Maybe we're not the first, but I still think that we're being very proactive in that there are many large institutions across the country that don't have that. So I think it's great for Austin Peay.
Any other questions or comments?
Only comment is, does Mr. Mara have any eligibility left for basketball?
Oh, man. Talking about this on a call the other day. You have no idea how many people in pickup basketball games I have disappointed.
One more comment. Well done. Your presentation.
That's great, thorough.
Was outstanding. Thank you.
Very much.
This time I recognize President Licari to give his report and to also report on any interim items.
Thank you, Chairman Jenkins. Like others, I want to welcome Gracie Suggs to the board as our new student trustee. I have had the privilege to watch and interact with Gracie through her time here so far at Austin P, and I know that she is a great addition to the board. So welcome. I also want to thank 3 board members for whom this is their last official meeting: Billy Atkins, Valencia May, and Jane Semler. Billy and Valencia are inaugural members of the board, having served since its inception in 2017. Billy also served as chair of the board for a period. But each of you, all 3 of you, in your own ways, made this board, the university, and certainly my time here better and more effective. So thank you for your service to the university. Also, congratulations and thank you to Don Jenkins for your service as board chair. We have a item here for you. Your advice and guidance has been more helpful than you perhaps know, and your leadership has made the board the envy of the rest of the universities in the state. And congratulations. Thank you to Mike O'Malley and Phil Rowe as you step into the roles of chair and vice chair. I look forward to working with you, Mike, again in the role, and I'm grateful to have you by his side. I also want to, since we're on the congratulations and thank you mode here, I want to thank and congratulate Dr. Marie Cronley. This is her last board meeting in her role as provost. She is stepping back to the faculty. She's getting a promotion back to teaching and her scholarship endeavors. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for helping me as I arrived. You had arrived not that long before I had, but you were very, very helpful to me as I got into this role. Thank you for your leadership in academic affairs. The division that you led, and certainly the university, is better as a result of your efforts. So thank you. We had a great 24-25 academic year, and I want to take a couple of moments to celebrate some big accomplishments. The first, of course, is that Austin P is the fastest growing university in the state. That is a remarkable achievement. Amy Corlew is here. So congratulations to Amy, her team, our marketing and PR folks who make sure that the Austin P brand is well received around the region, and everybody else who works tirelessly to make sure that Austin P is seen as a dynamic, vibrant, and high quality institution where students can realize whatever goals they may have in life. So very, very proud of that. Candlelight Ball, again, this year we have broke another record with more than $266,000 raised, breaking last year's record by almost $30,000. So we have a good thing going there. Chris Phillips and his team and his division are doing tremendous things. Austin P State University is the first and so far only Vets Bravo campus in Tennessee, recognizing our commitment and leadership and support of our veteran students. This is the highest designation that the state of Tennessee now has. They've instituted this new level of recognition, and we were the first and so far the only university to achieve that. Sticking with the military theme, ROTC competed again in the Sandhurst Military Skills Competition at West Point. Only 16 of the 274 ROTC programs in the country are invited to compete, and we do so regularly. So we outperform UT Knoxville, Indiana University, and all of the other big dogs around. And so very, very proud of what we've done. Academically, graduated our first cohort of MBA students from the College of Business. We have a growing partnership between the College of STEM and the Schoolworks Innovation Center on Fort Campbell. Our research impact was recognized by the Carnegie Foundation with a new categorization or new designation for Austin Peay as a master's large research institution. And we had another record year for grant expenditures. And so things are going well in terms of academics, but academic quality. We just received a $1.9 million grant to expand rural healthcare education and workforce development, in keeping with our growing prioritization of healthcare-oriented academic programs. In athletics, baseball division champs and the best overall record in the conference. We had the best softball season ever at Austin Peay. In student affairs, you heard earlier from Dr. Clements with his Engage annual report. But I want to highlight a few things. The launch of the People's Concert to kick off the academic year each year. The hockey team's first season, for a while there, we were in third place in the standings, which was remarkable for a brand new team. And an increase in Greek life participation. And of course, the internship partnership with the Economic Development Council here in Clarksville and area businesses. So emphasizing the fact that our students need opportunities to learn by doing. And while we grant those opportunities, we can do that in partnership with our local economic development institutions to help Clarksville and Montgomery County continue to grow. In the Office of Institutional Culture, Lanisa led the inaugural cohort of the President's Leadership Development Program, and that went so well that we're looking for ways to continue that and improve it. In strategic initiatives, the People in the Communities event was very, very successful in its new format, taking the first day of the academic year and turning the university loose into the community. Thousands of participants producing thousands of service hours in the Clarksville, Montgomery County area. Very, very proud of that. And another successful round of the Leadership Exchange, which brings area leaders, industry and other kinds of leaders to campus so that they can learn about ways to partner with us and a new interdisciplinary approach coming for this coming year. So very, very proud of the work that Danelle and her team is doing there. Facilities wise, we cut ribbons on construction projects, the O'Malley Family Welcome Center, sitting in that building right now, the food hall, the Kimbrough Business Building, and we look forward to cutting the ribbon this fall at the Health Professions Building. The ongoing renovations in the University Center, which includes a new food court, and starting to get the process rolling for the renovation of the Truck Center into the Jack and Margie Turner Family Event Center. The facilities folks are busy. Looking forward, clearly questions nationwide and across the state of Tennessee. There are questions about, concerns about the college going rates of high school graduates, questions about the return on investment for college education. We've done a good job so far of tackling those issues, quite frankly, and our enrollment proves that, but we need to keep up the momentum. Add to these questions some emerging concerns about potential decreases in federal support for various forms of financial aid. That means we need to be nimble, innovative, and aggressive in meeting the needs and expectations of our current and prospective students and their families. So in light of all of this, and to capitalize on the momentum that we already have, my broad priorities for the university remain: campus life and vitality, enrollment in all aspects, student success with an increased focus on the first year experience and on post-graduation success, employment, graduate school, military service. And these priorities are going to be achieved through continued energy and creativity in the recruitment of students, campus life and efforts, including leveraging athletics, initiatives and curricular reforms that synchronize campus efforts around student success to boost retention and graduation rates, relevant academic programs that meet student interests and workforce needs, and curricular and and extracurricular experiences for students that build professional skills so that they are career ready when they graduate. This is a lot. And doing these things is going to require a lot of philanthropic support, but I have all the faith in the world in Chris and his team. These things, if we do them well, will inspire donors as we work towards our next campaign. These things will also require that we shed any complacency or satisfaction with the status quo. One thing that I've heard repeatedly from alumni is that if it weren't for Austin Peay, that they would have never had the success in life that they have enjoyed. And so as a result, the theme for the year will be, it's all starts at Austin Peay. So let's get going. Finally, your packet includes a list of contracts and agreements that have been executed, State Building Commission actions that have occurred since our last board meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Licari. Any other comments or questions?
Great job. I mean, that was impressive. Thank you. Work.
So, this is our Provost, Dr. Maria Conley's last challenge on the board, and we are thrilled that you're going to be teaching. That is going to really up our game at Austin Peay. So thank you so much for staying. And Jane, you've been a great member. We enjoyed everything and all the taste of what's really going on at Austin Peay. I've never known you to sugarcoat anything. You brought it out like it was and told us what we needed to hear, and we have appreciated your enthusiastic support of the board. At the end of June, we got two people from the inaugural board that are rotating off, of Lindsay May and Billy Atkins. They were appointed by Bill Haslam to begin with, and they've done a great job for us. So I would, on behalf of the board, I want to express deep appreciation to all these individuals. Let's give them a say that I have thoroughly enjoyed serving as chairman of the board. It's an honor to serve for Austin Peay. It's an honor to be involved with an organization this dynamic, and you've got a lot of different things in this world. You got people that that work hard and they know what's happening. You got people that wonders what's happening, and you have people that let things happen. And without question, this university makes things happen. And today's world, you're going forward, or you're going backwards. There's no such thing as status quo in today's world. And it's so positive, this organization and the direction that it's going, and the new things that we're not afraid to try. And that's what put us where we are right now. And I'm very appreciative of Dr. Licari's leadership, as well as his executive team. And I think the students at Austin Peay are absolutely phenomenal. We've had some protests going on. They were so respectful. They'd come to our meetings. They had signs and whatnot, but they were never verbal. They never disturbed anything. It is a class organization with class students. And I think we should give Austin Peay a hand. Great job. And without further ado, as a reminder, our next regularly scheduled meeting will take place on September the 12th. I move that the meeting adjourn. We have a second.
Second.
Okay. The meeting is adjourned. All right. Thank you.